All right, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks, welcome to Dano Crypto. Sorry, guys, I started to realize that we had two different streams that were created for some reason, so I think we're all on the right stream. Sorry if you guys were waiting in the other room, but now you see that now this is the actual correct one. So welcome to the channel. Welcome to this fine Thursday in September. We have a lot of bullish things happening right now. We got some movements in the price of Bitcoin. If you are watching this channel and watching some of the analysis, or if you saw some of my posts on x.com, then you would know that Bitcoin was testing some key Fibonacci levels and we actually crushed through it. And also that Bitcoin was sitting at very close to the 200-day moving average. And now that we're trading above the 200-day moving average, going up to these levels, that is the 786 Fibonacci, then if we crush this, guys, we are headed to 70K. And so this is going to be the stream that you want to watch. You want to share this with a friend, and you want to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ding the bell to be notified so you guys can get all the updates in the cryptocurrency market. So I made a funny meme. I literally just made it 2 seconds ago. I don't know. I just remember this scene. This is one of the funniest scenes in SpongeBob history. The chocolate selling episode where they become chocolate bar salesmen. So let's watch this for a second. It's really, I don't know. I think it's funny. Note the amazing quality. Hi, young lady. We're selling Bitcoin. Is your mother home? Mom!
What is it, Mary? Oh, you just can't wait for me to die, can you?
They're selling Bitcoin.
What?
Bitcoin.
What are they selling?
Bitcoin. I can't hear you. They're selling Bitcoin.
What are they selling?
Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin. I remember when they first invented Bitcoin. Sweet, sweet Bitcoin.
I always hated it.
Well, this Bitcoin's not for selling, it's for holding. And it makes you live forever. No.
Live forever, you say? Well, I'll take one.
Come on, you lazy Mary. Start rubbing me with that Bitcoin. I hate you. Yeah, that was fun to make. We had to get old Gary in there, but welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. So what we're going to do here is we are going to, let's see, let's get this little guy up here. We're going to go and start off with the Bitcoin analysis and the altcoin analysis. I hope you guys like that fun little meme. If you think that's funny, share that on x.com, repost it. I've always been able to do that lady's voice really well.
The old lady, so she just loved chocolate. She just remembered when she first tasted chocolate for the first time.
All right, so this is what we were saying, guys. We were saying, look, if we start to break and start pinching and flipping bullish on the MA ribbons as well, the EMA ribbon, and also getting up above the 200-day moving average, that is a recipe for some bullishness. So let's get into the charts right now, and let's actually see where Whoa, baby. We're just getting that pump. We're getting that pump. Let's go. All right, look at this. So both of these indications and these indicators, even though we were on the SMI looking a little bit like it was going to be oversold, but actually you can still be in the overbought portion and diverge up to the upside. So this is what we're seeing right now. We saw some really nice, I think you would call this a bullish divergence right here. If we can get our trend line back up here. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's really nice. You got those, I guess Jason Casper will call that the uneven butt cheek pattern. And so that is playing out pretty well. And so you can see here we really had a nice bounce off of 62.7 right here, which was between these two ranges of being under the 200-day moving average. And you can see now that we are on even the 45-minute have this little cup cup and handle, I guess you could say, are just kind of like a consolidation down, a little bit of a more of a V pattern. No cup or anything like that, but that's more of a V pattern. But then if you go into the 4 hour, you can see that we've been tracking this W pattern, and we said, look, if we trade above the 200-day and we don't reject again off the 200-day moving average, which is this line right here, you can see here we got right up into that level. And if you were to pull the fib extension, you would see that we're heading towards the 786, which is $66,800. We break that, then the next level is 70K. The next level is 70,300, and that is where we are at, guys. So put some emojis in the chat. Put some of your favorite emojis. Put your Pepes in the chat if you're able to put your Pepes in the chat for this bullish momentum that we're in right now. And so this is actually making the whole market trade up really nice. It's making our trade currently that we are in pump. We are 40% up on this BTC long. This is the only trade that we actually have right now. We wanted to trade into the altcoins, but we were actually kind of waiting to see what Bitcoin was going to do. And now you can see that things like Solana are starting to trade up and complete this W pattern. And this is what we were looking at on the short term here, is that we get a pump back up to test up to the 162 range, which was the previous resistance level of this W pattern. And you can see this W pattern that played out all the way up to almost breaking that $200 level again. But now that you can see the Bollinger Bands are revealing where price is headed to, and I think we're headed up into break $200 when we start to get this big bullish momentum going forward. And I realized that I have a giant shiny, I gotta turn this light off. The light on my forehead is terrible. Looks like my forehead's about to explode. Is that better? Oh my gosh, that's way better. Holy moly. That is way better. Look at that. That's a big difference. All right, guys. Yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button, share the stream, share it on X, share it wherever you're watching from. YouTube has sometimes been really nasty with the algorithm, but I think the more that I start giving them flack in the chat or flack in the in this live stream, they'll start to pump Dano Crypto's channel more, and then we can get more people in here to hang out and get the conversation going. But I really do appreciate all you guys that have always been coming in here on a regular basis. It really means a lot to me. And you guys are the reason why, I live stream. It's really, you are more a part of the show than you realize, because your comments are coming up, you're engaging. Once we, get to the portion of the show where we start doing the Q&A, it makes it a lot more fun. And this is the whole, cool thing about live streaming, and just with whatever you're talking about. If you just live stream in general, it doesn't have to be about crypto, but it's really cool that we're able to do this, and it's awesome. I'm really thankful for all the technology, the technological advances for us to be able to do this stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, man, the Bitcoin price right now is really playing out very nice, and I think a lot has to do with the recent inflows with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and also we have the green light for options and or for futures for the Bitcoin ETF as well. But just in general, the inflows for spot Bitcoin ETFs has now surpassed over 400 billion, and it's heading up to get close to $500 billion in inflows. And so it's just it's insane. So this is why I think that we are going to see this parabolic move with Ethereum, because of how Bitcoin was able to move past its all-time high. The only reason it did that is because we had way more institutional adoption and the ETF as a catalyst, because the same thing happened with gold. Whenever gold had its ETF, I think that was when we saw the biggest breakout for gold. And so basically the same thing happened with Bitcoin. I think the same thing can happen with Ethereum. We can see this massive breakout happening. And yes, I know, I saw, Will Grill, Do you think that we will go down to the 50s again soon, or will BTC break up higher? Well, so I think the fact that we have been now trading above this level, this was my indication of us actually being able to get back up to the 70s before we actually go back down into the 50s. So because we have been in this range basically under 62,000, trading sideways and all of these levels, and look at how many times we've went down into these levels, but we've made now a successful higher low. And so from 48,000 to 52,000 has basically been just kind of teasing if it was going to hit the trend line. And so if you're bearish, you would think that, okay, here's my bearish case scenario. So say, because now that we're above the 200-day moving average and we're trading with some momentum now, we have some massive momentum, and the MACD on the 4-hour looks really good because we got a bullish cross. We have the histogram being exhausted on the selling. If you're looking at it on, if you're maximizing this and you're looking, I mean, that looks sweet. That looks absolutely sweet. And so matched up with the green dot on Market Cipher with volume and with this inflows going back into the ETFs, we had massive outflows coming off these highs. And so it makes sense that now that we've had opportunities for selling, the selling pressure to go away, then this is going to get us, I think, over 70K quicker than you think. And so the only thing that worries me is that across the board, sentiment now is going bullish and everyone's like, let's go, let's go. And that always worries me when everyone is calling for a certain price and calling for 70K, that the market makers would love to basically destroy us. And then we go long in these points, we go long, and then we have liquidations, basically by price getting almost to where the take profits are, but then it goes boom, goes right down to the stop losses and goes down into liquidation prices. And also, there's a lot of BTC and speculation that's been sent into exchanges from certain dormant wallets, especially from the Satoshi era, and also reigniting the Mt. Gox FUD, where they're going to be transferring BTC again, and if that is going to do anything with the price with massive sell-offs. So there is some things that always come into play whenever Bitcoin starts to get momentum, we start to get some speed again. There's usually a couple FUD articles that come in to possibly shake us out, and then the volatility ensues. And so what we have to do is just kind of not go too heavy one way or the other, and not be too naive to think that it could not go to the 50s again. But also be very optimistic that if we're trading up on strength, then I think it's more of a case that we get to 70,000 and that 69,000 previous resistance, which is right here at the top of the W pattern. In the long term, if you're looking at the 4-hour and look at where we're at, and look at how when we got above the EMA ribbon, and look at where the price is right now. We're above the EMA ribbon. We flip bullish. And so from trading over the 200-day moving average from this point, being that at this point, this is where we got that low, then I think that the next stop is an obvious 70K. So I can't tell you where I am. All I can say is, sure, I'm prepared. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking good. Bitcoin's looking good. Bitcoin's looking like it wants to go right to this level right here. It already broke. So look at this, guys. Now I want to mention something. It broke above. Why am I not getting my? It's not showing me any data for my VRVP. My volume range. All right, so guys, look at this. We broke above the previous resistance of that flag right here from Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we broke above this level. Next stop is basically 66.7. 66.7. But all right, guys. All right, we got 15 people in here. Make sure everyone is sharing this stream so we can get more people in here and we can get the likes up. How many likes do we have so far? All right, we have 9 likes. So, all right, we can get this thing. If we have 15 people watching right now, we can definitely get this thing over 20 likes. So, and that gets me more bullish and excited and gets me feeling just freaking bullish. That's all I got to say. Just gets me feeling bullish. And it gets me more bullish on you guys too. All right, so now that we did a little bit of a Bitcoin breakdown, let's see what's happening with the altcoins. Let's see what's happening with the altcoins. All right, so Will Girl said, what are your thoughts on the CME gap at 52K? I know there was also one at 54K that we thought was going to fill, but it has not filled. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks now past that gap. And at this point, now that we have this momentum and the bulls are taking over, basically the bulls now are in control because you can see it by the way that the charts look. If you were to look at all of these indicators right now, I mean, this is sweet. This looks amazing. So look at the MACD, look at the SMI, look at the market cipher. We got volume. We had a nice swoop here to go boom, and then we're gonna start hitting up, and all we're just gonna do is trade right up into this area. Once we start getting into possible resistance levels, it lines up exactly, kind of going back up into this range between 68.8, 68.7. We're gonna cross this, and then we'll start to trade up into. Yeah, I think it was 54. Yeah, it was 54. The one that was revealed, the most recent one that it did not get filled. It did not get filled, not even close. So I kind of gave up on that particular one. Because basically, I think the rule of thumb is if it doesn't fill in 48 hours, if it doesn't fill within 48 hours, then it's kind of like the percentage chance of it filling goes down. It gets less and less of a chance of it actually filling. Okay, so let's look at the altcoins. I want to look at the altcoins, so let's go break down the altcoin index right now. Let's do a refresh on where we're at in terms of altcoin season and Bitcoin season. And guess what, guys? So we've talked about this, that Bitcoin dominance related to ETH dominance, and also excluding the dominance of the market caps of Bitcoin and Ethereum, looking at the total market cap being about $700 billion, and that's with it having Solana in there. You gotta understand that Solana itself might end up adding $1 trillion of value into the chain over the next 6 months. And so the overall market cap of the entire space is going to start going over 3 trillion, which it's never surpassed 3 trillion before. It's only gotten up to about 2.9 trillion. And then that was the top of the last bull market in November 2021. And now, I think now that we have the institutional money a lot stronger now, and also with what we start to get retail back in, when they start feeling the FOMO and they want to hop in now, because then now we got Bitcoin going to past 90K. It's a psychological level, I think, for retail. Doge starts, becomes a topic of discussion again because of Elon, and then the run ensues. And so what I think is going to happen here is that we're going to see that Solana is going to get a massive injection, like it already has, with liquidity. And so this is going to make the top traded meme coins pump really hard on there. It's going to make the DEXs pump really hard, like the Jupiter, Radium, Orca, all that stuff. And then not to mention also with Ethereum, the popular lending protocols and the DEXs and all of that. So that's how you can build up your altcoin bag and follow the altcoins and then follow the dominance, and we'll explain it to you right now. So these are the top 50 performing altcoins right now. And if you want to look at this yourself, just Just go to this website. It's blockchaincenter.com, and then this is the altcoin index. So this is going to show you the top 50 performing altcoins of last season of the 90 days and also the 90 days. And you can see that we are starting to but what happened is that we had a flippening of all of the profits that were taken and the coins that were pumping hard in March, like Doge and Crow and Optimism, Shiba, even Cardano, AVAX, like Arbitrum, Link, all of these coins, Uniswap, Pepe, were pumping hard in March. Now you start to see the flippening of where the people who took profits pivoted and took profits out of these coins and went into XRP, Tron, Monero. What was the other one? There's WIF in here, Sol. Now it's going back into Sol because Sol was in this. It was in the green list heavy, but now it's coming back. We got Phantom, Say, and Sui has been the dominator right now, and I think a lot of people that were heavy Sol started to flip and go heavy Sui, and and this is why this chart looks like this. And so when you look at where we had come from, we had basically been on an uptrend from support down here. So once we started to cross from Bitcoin season going into halfway about like what we just did right here, then we start to get that little test. And in this area of Bitcoin dominance, I want to show you on the chart really quick. See if we can look at the Bitcoin dominance really quick. So we got Bitcoin dominance during this time. Bitcoin dominance, if we look at the daily, let's look at the daily and we go to March. Let me expand this. Then we can, all right. Let's go to March. All right, so look at this. So in March, we had a downtrend from 55% and Bitcoin dominance coming at 53%. And that was when we had a lot of altcoins pumping massively, just pumping massively on this. And so then, if you look at the dominance in March for Ethereum, in January and February, we had a little peak right here, almost 20%, and then it went back up to almost 18 with a little dip through February and then back up into March because it was those two months, January through February and March, that were that 3-month period where we had this teaser altcoin season run. It was kind of just like, I think, a little taste of what is to come in the next 6 months with us going into the perfect halving banana zone with Bitcoin, the election coming to fruition. We're going to find out who's going to be president, but we have a chart that's going to show you that the market doesn't really care. It's business as usual since 2012. So this is how it works. So, and then you look at the total 3, excluding BTC and Ethereum, of total market cap, and we are currently sitting at 629 billion. So I was close. We're about close to that 700 billion level, but when we were up to the almost 800 billion dollar level is when we were having the runs on the altcoins in March and in these areas right here, just in the beginning of the year. So what is happening is we're having a winning W pattern coming across the charts in the altcoins, and we are seeing it play out right in front of our eyes. And you can see now that right now the best performing in my list that we have on our watch list right now is ticker Bitcoin, 28%. So when Bitcoin pumps, ticker Bitcoin pumps, and it's just like a double narrative that works very well. And then we got really awesome stablecoin news with Athena, the ENA, Athena Labs, and there is going to be I think some major bullish movements with this particular altcoin with the partnerships that it is doing. And then I think SHIB, I mean, look at what's happening with SHIB right now, really trying to break up into that 200-day moving average, which I think it will. It's been on this giant descending wedge of a flag, and now it's starting to break out. And usually those start to break out, and it'll be at the top of the flag, which is right here, and that gives us still a 122%, almost 170% move to the upside with SHIB. Then you got Near Protocol is hitting right up into the 200-day moving average. And then you can say that the next targets would be in between $7.5, $7.50. And then you have Brett. And look at this. Everything is up over 10% with this Bitcoin move. Brett starting to trade right back up into old. Let's see. Now, to readjust this chart, take all this stuff off. Go from the bottom wicks here. So now that it's up in this channel, next level will probably be this where it wicked up to, which was that 11 cents, area for Brett. 21% move to the upside. If we still get that momentum, Bitcoin starts trading at 70K, then this is where we're going to be at for Brett. Phantom looking really strong. This one is well over the 200-day moving average now, so the next stop would be that 97 cents. And Ponky looking really good. Ponky is now, if you're looking on the daily of the EMA ribbon, we are turning green and we're flipping bullish. I know, the God candle's coming in. And that was basically SHIB was just like a God candle. Yeah, if you look at SHIB, that's like, look, SHIB just 14%. And then ticker Bitcoin is also God candle territory as well. Pushed up right up into one of these levels that we had marked. And yeah, this is looking pretty sweet. Ticker Bitcoin, basically our target for the next leg up was at 33 cents. So this is what we're looking at for ticker Bitcoin, especially when they start to really lay out the announcements for their layer one, because I think that's been their goal kind of on the back end secretly, is that they want to have their own layer one chain. And so let's see how it works. And it feels almost reminiscent of when you think about how Hex started. Hex, ultimately was built on Ethereum, and in trying to make, Ethereum better with the terms of staking, and then out of that came Pulse Chain, its own chain. So just like ticker Bitcoin is built on Ethereum and has used Ethereum as a back end, they're going to now migrate into their own chain, and maybe it just might have just as much success of adding liquidity as Pulse Chain has with doing that migration. So let's see what happens, because I'm super bullish on it, and hopefully soon we'll get James Slammerman himself to come on the show and talk about it, because I think that would be a really fun live stream to do. And he doesn't do it very often, or much at all. All right, guys, we have 18 people watching. We could definitely get more likes. Let's get the freaking likes up. Absolutely destroy them. Let's get it up past 20. 18 people watching. I know we can do it. I want to see him go up. Just like we're seeing these God candles happening right now. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right before we're going to go to the breaking news after this little section of the show. If you're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour, you can kind of see that a W pattern is playing out very well. This is what we've been seeing a lot in the charts that we are trading off of. We are trading off of this bullishness, and the target, I think we're going to be hitting 70K sooner than you think. Did you see the feds indicted Eric Adams, mayor of New York? Yes, I did, and I clapped. I was like, good, that dude's a joke. I'm like, who? I mean, basically, New York is a clown show in terms of a city that you would want to feel safe with, good transit, good protection. You got the police on your side. Like, no, that's like not what is happening in New York City. Like, so it's been a nightmare for people, and people have been trying to leave New York. And it's like, when people are like mass exiting out of your city, there's a problem. And what's sad is that like not many people can exit out and just leave. So then they're kind of like stuck there with all of the nonsense. And so good, they need better leadership. That every time I heard that dude speak, I'm like, and what he say? Oh, we got the safest city. I'm like, bro, you do not have the safest city. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you speaking about? I know I'd like to put a 1 in the chat if you agree. It's like, do you even feel like you could go to New York and actually walk down the street and feel safe? Probably not. Tell Eric Adams to walk down in one of the streets in in one of the boroughs by himself and see what happens. All right, yo, shout out to On The Go Crypto for sending the super chat. You don't have to send the super chat. I appreciate it. So love the stream, brother. Smash the like. You guys are awesome. Okay, so let's go. I don't know. Do we want to talk about any more altcoins? All right, put in the chat what you guys would. I'll do one more altcoin. What do you guys want? What do you want? One more altcoin. Put it in the chat. One more. Jay Boogie said, I'm a cotton farmer in Indianapolis. You say Indianapolis? Indianola. Indianola, Missouri. Been farming 3,000 acres since I was 18. Wow. That's wild. All right, we got Dog. Is that Swift Coin? ADA. Jasmine Dog. Swift Coin. ADA. All right, let's do ADA. Let's do Cardano. I used to be a Cardano fanboy, and I feel like I am a little bit emotionally burned by Cardano because it was one of those coins that I went really heavy into DCAing, and basically I just got burned by it because it was my first cycle. I chose Cardano instead of Polkadot. It was between the two coins. I was like, okay, am I going to go heavy into Polkadot, or am I going to go heavy into Cardano? And so what I did is I went heavy into Cardano because I was hearing about the implementations of the smart contracts and all that stuff. And shout out to all the new people. I was just seeing the chat come in that there's Jay Boogie's just found the show. So everyone say hello to Jay Boogie. Yeah, we got 17 likes. Make sure we can get the likes up, because if we can get the likes up to 20, then YouTube will start to then say, okay, we'll show your channel to more people that actually might like it. Yeah, okay, Jedi111 says, I also have ADA PTSD. Yeah, so I'll tell you my story. Basically what happened to me is like, I'll show you in the chart what happened to me. So here I found out I was like, started to really take crypto seriously. I was like, okay. And I'll tell you two lessons. I won't say they're mistakes because it's so easy to make these, because when you're coming into a new emerging technology, new emerging market, it's only in second, third bull cycle of ever, coming out of Bitcoin being created in 2009. And then you have like bull market 2012 and then 17. So do the math. It's not that long. So it's really easy to make mistakes in these markets and turn them into lessons, All right. So I start finding out about, really going into crypto in January 2021, learned about BNB, learned about Cardano, learned about Ethereum, all this stuff. I downloaded multiple exchange apps. I tried out Gemini. I tried out Crypto.com. I tried out Coinbase, Voyager, and then I ended up picking Voyager. And so I started heavy DCAing into altcoins like Cardano, Chainlink, and things like that. And I saw the market start to absolutely pump. And this was when Bitcoin was also pumping as well. Now, I got my balance of Cardano like well in the thousands of Cardano. I had like I think I might have had over 2,000 Cardano that I DCA'd from January and into basically this area of, it was about right into here, right into here. I started just heavy DCAing from this point of like 50 cents, 40 cents. I got some at 40 cents. I had some at like 80 cents. I had some all around these prices. And then we went almost as high as $3. And guess what? I want you guys to guess what I did. Because if I was DCAing all here and had over 1,000 Cardano, I was up pretty well. I was up pretty well on an average of basically 300%. I was like up 350 to 400%. And I did not sell. I did not sell a single Cardano. I'm one of those. I'm basically an Alex Becker joke, but without the cuckold and all of the like my wife, like, you know, all. It's just not all of that side. It's not that bad, but I am like a bit of a butt of the Alex Becker Cardano joke because I didn't sell. So it almost hurt even more when I would then watch an Alex Becker video and I felt like he was talking directly to me. And I was like, son of a gun. I'm like, no. So I'm just telling you this so we can learn a valuable lesson that you cannot marry a coin. You cannot marry a coin. You have to take some off the table. It would have been smart for me to go right into a stable coin, take half the table, take that Cardano half off the table, and I would have saved myself from the destruction that ensued after the fact. Because it has taken a long time for Cardano to basically get back up into the bullishness of like most of the altcoins that we have been following. And that have been also growing and maturing and developing. And we kind of see more movements in the charts with a lot of other altcoins, specifically like Near Protocol, Phantom, and Polkadot even itself, and also with like AVAX. So I kind of see a little bit more hope in those particular altcoins. But yeah, I think that is a good lesson, that it doesn't mean that Cardano can't get back up into those prices, but you bet your freaking butt that you'll sell this time and you won't make those same mistakes. Yeah, it's a late mover. You know, it's kind of a lagging altcoin. Basically, when you start to see like Litecoin, and this is what I want to remind you guys, when you start to see Litecoin going up in these ranges here, which is basically like, you know, Litecoin's own banana zone. You can see it, Litecoin's own banana zone. We have Litecoin has a banana zone as well, and it's the indication for the altcoins running up. And so this is your indication, and I want to remind you guys, if you just go on the daily and look at Litecoin and then look at where Litecoin peaked, this is your perfect metric of how you can take profits. You're like, okay, when Litecoin is up here, most of a good portion of the altcoins in the space are going to be like, whew, they're just going to start flying. So like Litecoin is going to be a really good metric, because literally it's done it at each bull market. Each bull run, Litecoin has gotten up into this range between $272 and $300. And $400. And so that is, for me, is my target of profit for my altcoins. And maybe for Bitcoin too. But for maybe my entire portfolio is you're going to start scooping stuff off right in this area. It's basically like, yo, Litecoin's up here, take some freaking profits, guys, because it's time to DCA out. Because you don't know if we're going to crash right from here and go all the way down back into this range, or we're going to do what we did in 2021 where we do this, where we go down and then we consolidate back up and start breaking to 500, because that could be the case as well. That's why you always want to take those profits. Yeah, because Litecoin, I don't know why, because that's what it does. Because that's what it's for. I don't know. Maybe that's what Litecoin is all about. Maybe Litecoin is just to give you another easy slice option from Bitcoin to transfer wealth, but then also to know that you can transfer and extrapolate and extract wealth out of these altcoins by just watching Litecoin. All right, so let's move on. I think we've talked about Bitcoin and altcoins enough. Let's go to the breaking news. All right, so some breaking news today. So let's get into it. Chainlink target this cycle. I think Chainlink can go to maybe $125 to $150 because last cycle it topped out at 53. It topped out at 53. So I think maybe a 5x on Chainlink. But yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you guys like that breakdown of altcoins by using Litecoin, because I've really liked it, and I think it's going to help me this cycle and hopefully help you guys to take profits this time. So it's like we're still in a great accumulation range. I mean, and also knowing that AVAX was $160 at one point, and it's at $27 or $25. Give me a break. Give me a break. And then you can go as far as saying the same thing with like Jasmy, ICP, any of the other kind of, popular altcoins in the space that you guys like to follow. All right, so let's go through the news. Okay, so BlackRock leads massive Bitcoin ETF inflow. So we were talking about that. Basically, we have a lot of inflows coming in from BlackRock. We had a lot of outflows last month and the month before, which kind of led us into a little bit of bearishness, and now we're starting to get the inflows. All right, so then we have Gary Gensler affirms Bitcoin is not a security, and so he says Bitcoin, my predecessor, and I have said that's not a security. You now have a way to buy into that through ETFs. The link did not make it to $60, by the way. I was just seeing it in the chat. Link's all-time high. If you go to Chainlink and you look at its all-time high, I think it was like $53. Yeah, yep, super close. But it's $52.88, $52.88. So that was the all-time high. So I think that we could easily get to $100 at least, but I think we're going to probably top out at $150. That's what I think for good old Chainlink. All right, so let's watch this clip.
But there's some argument
Let's watch this clip. It's a little long, so we'll kind of scoop around.
Be made that you want this. That actually, it would be better if all of this business was happening in the U.S. You talk about an SBF. Obviously, that was taking place in the Bahamas. And, a lot of people were trying to do things in other places. If there was a real regime here that everybody could trust and we had established rules and there weren't these questions about whether you were going to overstay,
Now, here's the deal. Now, if you remember what Gary Gensler's background is, he worked for the Democratic Party for Hillary Clinton's Democratic campaign, for her campaign. And then he's hired as the SEC chairman for the Democratic Party, who has been in power now for the past 4 years. And so then you have all of the donations and all of the things that Sam Bankman-Fried did with FTX, funneling money into the Democratic Party by donations. And then you hear about the secret meetings that Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried were having, and his dad. And if you go back and if you think of the connection between Sam Bankman-Fried and Gary Gensler, is that Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried's dad both taught at MIT and are buddies. Now, what I start to see, and then the connection with what he just said of having better regulation for crypto in America to not have offshore accounts in the Bahamas, makes a lot of sense now that Gary was just looking the other way, basically, while knowing that all this is happening and he could do something about it, and having the creditors suffer massively and go through all of this litigation. And I think it is a massive conspiracy. And I think this is why when Donald Trump wins the election, he's going to fire Gary Gensler and he's going to start firing everyone. I hope he fires everyone. I hope he literally fires everyone. By the way, but yeah, that's my assumption. And it's just from pulling some dots together that there is a massive slush fund funnel that was happening with the Democratic Party and how they were able to have so much money to obviously then now pay for all of these celebrities to promote the Democratic Party and to promote Harris. And it's just, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a mass conspiracy. It's not a theory. I think now at this point, it's a mass conspiracy that it was a massive Ponzi scheme of donations from FTX creditors out of FTX, and the same thing with all of these other platforms that went down, that it was basically slush fund into these politicians and into their campaigns. It's the same thing that the Biden family has done with their energy initiative coalition groups or whatever, foundations, and they go and meet with these people from other countries and they take our money and they funnel it into these organizations. It's just like why is Hillary Clinton being paid almost $1 million to come and speak at some foreign something, whatever it may be? It's a little fishy to me. It's massively fishy.
Go over the line, or you're behind where the line was, would that be better?
I think that we do have those rules.
So you think those lines exist? Then why do people in the industry say that they don't know what the rules are?
Look, not liking the rules is not the same as that there aren't rules. And I think there's a lot that have profited off of the public's interest in this field, but profited without the proper disclosures. And inherently, there's business models that have a lot of conflicts. And we've seen the results of that time in and time again. Outside of crypto and inside of crypto, we see what happens when there's so inherent conflict. So we've got 90 years of experience with this, Andrew. It works reasonably well. We've got the deepest, most liquid capital markets. We're trying to make them more efficient. What we're doing in the equity markets, what we're doing in the treasury markets.
To top-tier crypto. That's my take.
What's that?
I think you're warming up to top-tier crypto. I don't think you think it's a monolith. I think you think there might be some actual usage or benefit to top-tier crypto. Would you say recently you're evolving to where... Go ahead.
Joe, where are you on what's called altcoins? There's 15 or 20,000.
That's what I
where
know.
are you, Joe?
But when you came in, you said, that I probably only own Bitcoin, and you act like that's okay for me because I don't own all the garbage.
The thing that drives me freaking crazy about these politicians or officials or chairmen is they always answer the question with another question. They go, well, what are you? And I'm like, answer the question. Just answer the question. It's like, oh my God. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Especially when they're on congressional hearings and they're being grilled and then they don't answer the question. They just start talking and it's just like what Kamala does. It's like, she doesn't answer the question. She goes, well, our ability to have that spirit and to spirit that spirit of American spirit, where we have the spirit to change how our spirit is with American spirit. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Garbage, I think you were thinking. So I just get the feel.
Garbage was your word.
I know, but are you
It was
warming
not
up
that
the
kind of a
top?
word.
Huh?
It was not that kind of a word.
Actually,
That's right.
Joe, for the public, used a stronger word than garbage.
I did, but are you warming up to? Do you see that it's probably here to stay and something that could be useful?
This is something I said to students 4 and 5 years ago.
I know, but you didn't say it to once you were the SEC chairman.
No. That this field will not long persist without investor protection or consumer protection.
Number two, can it persist?
Number two, many of these projects, without prejudging anyone, are tapping into the public's interest to raise money. Raise money. That's the classic securities sort of protections that you put in place. You can decide to go long
Shib
or
is pumping.
short
Yes.
these projects, but you need the disclosures. And as it relates to Bitcoin, my predecessor and I have said that's not a security. You now have a way that you can actually express that view, buy into that through exchange-traded products, traded on NASDAQ, traded on New York Stock Exchange, and the like.
Okay, that's a yes then.
Where do you think Bitcoin is going to be in our society 20 years from now? If you were to sort of,
I don't really know.
You have any idea?
I don't know. I mean, there's 7 billion people around the globe. I'm not going to make a prediction as to any one project, but what I would say is the field is going to have a challenge building trust, and it already has a challenge building trust when there's so many fraudsters, scammers, grifters in the field, and there are.
But what happened?
I didn't know he was. Because I hadn't watched this to the very end, but oh my god, I just love that he started it. So let's actually go to our video of Gary. Yeah, that was. Let's go to our video of Gary. We have a really funny video. Oh, it's actually right here. It's actually let's go. It's go to the playlist real quick. Where's my crypto? Where's my crypto live music? Ooh, does that sound familiar? All right, hold on.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters, fraudsters.
All right, guys, hit the like button.
Scam artists.
We got 30 people watching on YouTube, so let's go. Let's get all of the likes up. Everyone that is watching right now, if you don't hit the like button, YouTube is going to think I'm a Ponzi scheme.
Fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters.
Yeah, we love that. All right, so let's actually get some scared money. We haven't played this song in a long time, so let's play this one. This one's fun. Ha! Live the trade another day. All right, guys, so let's see. Shib was pumping, so...
And for some reason, the charts change. Trade another day. And tomorrow, I'm the
shout out to Crypto Face.
There. So be it.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. You win some.
All right, any more breaking news? Oh yeah, there is. There is more breaking news. Yeah, hit the like for your grandma. hit the like for me, ma. You lose some. Yeah, silver price is reaching a 12-year high. So we were telling you guys that silver is going to be coming up along with gold. Silver could be a really good buy right now. 100%, 125, 50% return on the next year and a half on silver possibly. We're going to the moon, guys. Let's do it. Head first and bust my chin. You guys are all gonna bust your chin by not being bullish on Ethereum, by the way. You gotta be bullish on Ethereum. Don't be a pleb and be bearish on Ethereum. All right, so let's go to the quote. Let's go to the quotes of the day. All right, we're going to the quotes of the day now. By the way, guys, if you are following this live stream for the first time, welcome, welcome. It looks like we probably have some new people in here. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and checking out this stream because I bet finally YouTube started to put it in your search, which is good. Yeah, we have 37 people watching. That is way more people watching than normal, so that is awesome. Really appreciate you guys coming in. And if you want to catch the first part of the live stream, we did some Bitcoin analysis and altcoin analysis. We were breaking down a little bit of the news, and now we are at the quote of the day. So let's go. Let's go. All right, so quote of the day. I think we've just been loving these quotes, so we're just going to read all of these again. We didn't pull a new quote, but we'll just read these again because we love them. All right, the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Warren Buffett. So we've been really trying to bang that in our head that we do have to be a little bit more patient when it comes to these markets and when we want to start thinking about selling. And sometimes you just got to have patience. So you will be rewarded. And I think that's proven with Bitcoin, that the people that were patient with Bitcoin and were able to hold it for as long as they have are going to be massively rewarded. So the beautiful thing about crypto is that if you miss the ideal entry, you can just play another chart. Now there is something going on 24/7 in crypto, a fact that I remind myself when I'm feeling the urge to chase. And so I have felt like you get yourself down because you didn't get that perfect entry or you missed one or the chart just starts pumping. Well, guess what? It's going to hit resistance and you will be able to get in another entry. Or maybe you see that thing crushing down and you're going to get yourself in a nice little short. There's always an opportunity in these markets and in these charts. There's always another play. So all right, so the big money is not in the buying and selling, but in the waiting. The big money is not in the buying and selling, but in the waiting. There's been some people that bought some of these meme coins, like what we're going to go into of the coin of the day, that they bought in such great entry points and waited a year, maybe waited 5 months. And they were able to cash out from just a measly $150 to $200 with thousands of dollars. But it takes patience. It takes patience. All right, so another quote. Change doesn't happen overnight. There's no button that's pushed to magically alter everything. Change happens little by little, day by day, hour by hour. And I think that is a very, very true statement. It's a very true statement. All right, we got 25 people watching. I would love for you guys to absolutely demolish the like button, because if we can get this thing to 30 likes before we end, that would be absolutely amazing. That would be so awesome. All right, so we're embracing the future with crypto and leaving the slow and outdated big banks behind. This is a quote from Donald Trump. But if you were to look at what's been happening with the Congress members, 42 Congress members wrote to the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, urging him to allow banks to custody Bitcoin. And so, all right, so everyone's putting Sui in the chat. So let's look at Sui. Like, what is going on? Is Sui just like going on a massive run right now? Let's look. We had it. Did we have it already marked? Where is it at? Let's go to crypto. Yeah, let's check it out right now on, oh, we did have it already on here. So let's look at, oh, wow, yeah. This thing's got some nice volume. We're above the EMA ribbon, and it's looking like, ooh, yeah. That's looking tasty. That's looking really nice. Yeah, Sui's been really crushing it. If we move up to this next resistance level, that's 25% move to the upside. This is making me want to get into a trade. I just might get into a Sui trade, yeah, because if we break this resistance, if we break this right here, we start trading up on above $1.72 or above $1.73 right now, $1.78. We're going to 2. And then the next stop is going to be at that $2.17. That's looking pretty tasty right there. That's looking pretty nice. Yeah, that's looking nice. All right, so the Bitcoin trade's looking good. We're 40% in profit, so that's looking good as well. That's looking good as well. We're getting a really nice pump. We're getting that God candle on Bitcoin right now. We're 65.5. We just broke the resistance right here of this one right here on the W pattern. So like I said, guys, we hold these, we break these levels, and we hold strong above the 200 SMA, and we traded above the 20 SMA off the Bollinger Band. Then the next stop is going to be $66,800 at the top of the band right here. If you just look at the band, put the Bollinger Bands on the chart, and then look at where the band is, we are going to get a candle going above that band, and then we're going to hit that 68,000 resistance. You can see here where we had that wick, and we even pushed up as high as 69, which is the previous resistance on this W pattern. This is amazing, guys. So this is really good momentum, and this is going to push the rest of the market to the upside. So just get ready. We are going to see some volatility. It's not going to come without its volatility and swings, but man, this thing could just start ripping right now. And if we really crush above these nodes, then the only thing we need to worry about is the value area low, value area point of control, which is at 59,000, at 60,000. Because this is where we've been trading sideways on the daily, basically in these ranges, testing in that spot. So if you're a bear, you're salivating over that for people to get liquidated and price to just dump right back down into 60,000, 59,000, which would absolutely destroy people and fake out the market. But right now, if we got the volume and we have things matching up, I think the obvious next level would be that 66,008 on the Bollinger Band. So it's looking actually really, really good right now. All right, so coin of the day. We're going to go to the coin of the day now. The coin of the day is Pepe. We did PayPay yesterday, but the coin of the day today is Pepe. So now Pepe was created kind of out of the boring bear market of 2023, coming out of 2022. And so what ensued was a culture that switched from NFTs to memes. And then basically what ended up happening is that we had basically like a lot of the NFT communities going, oh man, now these meme coins, because then we have the coins associated with the NFT projects. And so this is what ended up kind of pivoting a lot of the volume from NFTs like Bored Apes and all this stuff and just anything that was super hot going into the meme coin market. And so Pepe basically was the start of this. And so this initial pump that happened in 2023 was the one that we basically could have made so much more money If because we cashed out at a measly 2x, 3x, we put in like, I think we put in a couple $100 and we ended up just cashing out on a measly 2, 3x. And if we would have just DCA'd and held this thing for a little bit longer and just held it for a year, held it for at least a year, 365 days or whatever, 365, at least just a year, then we missed out on basically a 2,000% move to the upside. And now you can see that it is forming on the daily, if you're looking at Pepe, where it broke out of multiple all-time highs going out of this year, breaking 2 all-time highs. Now we're back in the W pattern of accumulation of basically bouncing off of this and creating another all-time high. I think that would bring us up another 125%. And so I know a lot of you probably did that same thing where you bought some Pepe and you got fudded out of it and you let the crypto CT cabal convince you to put your money into some other garbage coins, and a lot of those, probably a lot of those too, were some bin.eth token garbage, or maybe you even got tricked with some other stuff, and this is what ensued. Like, I even fell for Pepe derivatives that came after Pepe, like Papa. I invested in some stupid thing called Papa, and all I had to do was just keep my money in Pepe. Keep my money in Pepe. Easy. But it's not so easy when you have all those distractions. It gets really, really difficult. You will get fudded out of something like this easy, and then look, all you had to do was just wait. All you had to do was just wait. You just had to be patient. You just had to be patient. So now what's interesting about this token is that it basically almost has 300,000 holders. It gains constant holders and new holders every single day. The liquidity is insane. The liquidity is over 40 million. And the market cap can easily get over SHIB. It's been trading, interesting enough, if you look at the whole entire market, in terms of the whole market, not just memes. If you go to the top 100, or literally the whole market, not just the top 100, the whole entire market, Pepe is the top 10 traded token out of the entire market. So if you're not bullish on Pepe as the standing pillar of meme culture and the meme tokens as a whole, then you are not bullish enough. You're not bullish enough. You are just not bullish enough, because this is the flag carrier of the meme market and the meme cycle. This is why I think Pepe has been gaining such whale support and also is in the 27th spot. And if you look and you categorize these by market cap, by the number, and you go and look at what is above Pepe, you got Caspa, you got Aptos, you got all these Sui, Litecoin. Guess what? What are you going to do when you start going, okay, so Sui's getting real bullish. Everyone's buying Sui. Everyone's buying Sui right now. Great. That's awesome. It's probably going to still go up. It might even go up into the top 15 spot. But what are we going to do with ourselves when Pepe starts to go to literally the top 10 spot over Shiba Inu? What are you going to do? Are you going to have to cope, or are you going to be like this? Well, I plan to be like this. I want to be like Goku from Dragon Ball in that scene where he's like this. He's got the big stack of cash and he's got the cigar. That's what we need to be like. We don't want to have to cope. We don't want to have to cope with the fact that Pepe just got into the top 10 spot, surpassed Cardano, surpassed Shiba Inu, possibly even Dogecoin. It might be something that we have to cope with, but no, we're not going to, because we're going to have enough Pepe. And yeah, Ozzy makes a good point. It's good to diversify, not only be in one coin, not financial advice, but there are some people that went heavy into Pepe and they said, you know what? I have conviction. I'm going to go hard into Pepe. And those people are gone. They disappeared. Do you know where they are? Do you know where they are? They are gone. They are on an island somewhere. They might even have gotten a starship and just they're already on the moon. They're already living on Mars. That's where they are. You don't even know they're gone. You're not going to hear from them again. It's kind of like the Bitcoin billionaires. Like some of them just like they're like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? They exited the matrix is where they went. They exited the matrix. All right, so yeah, so Pepe, I'm telling you guys, like I don't want us to have to cope. So I'm keeping Pepe on the list as well as my other speculative things. But I think it's really important to do so. Really important to do so. We gotta be diversified here. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We had a lot of people tune in. I think as the market's picking up, more people are getting more bullish. We're going to be ending this stream with over 30 likes. That's amazing, guys. You guys are absolute legends. You are awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see actually how many people. Yeah, we got 24 people still tuning in. We got over 30 likes. And let's see how many people were watching on X.com. We had 9 people watching on X as well. Shout out to all the people that are watching on X.com. Hello. Everyone say hello to the people watching on X. Make sure if you are watching on X and you have not subscribed to the YouTube yet, we're trying to get up to that number, that 3,000 number. And, you know, I've heard once you pass 3,000, it's like the next couple thousands are easy. They just start rolling in. They just start rolling in. But make sure if you are new to the channel that you go and watch my just dedicated videos that I post. We have some really awesome videos covering some different altcoins and you know, what the halving cycle means against the election and just things like that. We have some videos actually with Da Vinci, the legend himself. This video has been doing really good about Da Vinci explaining about ORC and waffles. You can check that out. And also other videos as well. So we really appreciate it. Okay, so let's end the show with some Q&A. We'll go to the Q&A section. And for some reason, there we go. Boop. Let's do that. All right. If you're wondering what poly market is looking like the election is going to be like, half split. We got Trump at 49%, Harris at 50%. We got Trump obviously leading in all of the farm states, farmers like Trump, and then the primary red states are usually always red states like Florida, Texas, and then we have all the blue states. And notice that all the blue states are the states that have the cities that are absolutely destroyed. So just take note of that. All the blue states are the ones that have the cities where literally like they're being taken over, they're being overrun. There's like gangs taking over apartment complexes. All right, so Ozzy said an altcoin daily interview would be awesome. Yeah, it would be awesome. It would be cool, but I can't ask them for an interview. They have to ask me. That would be cool. They have to ask me. But we do know each other. We have made the connection. We actually, what's funny is that the first Bitcoin conference that we ever went to, we have a rip in the matrix here. All right, the rip is gone. All right. So at the first Bitcoin conference that we went to in Miami, we were in the VIP section, and we just started chatting up with all the people that we recognize from watching for like the past year. And so we ran into Austin, and I just said, "Hey, what's up? I've been watching your channel for a while," and I just chatted with them and told them what I'm doing and kind of what my roadmap was and the things that I was interested in at the time, and just said, hey, I'm just trying to build these connections, be where the action is, be where all the crypto people are, be where the events are, and just try my best to be a face that people can trust and have a good track record, and just try to have a good platform that's easy for people to engage in, and we don't have it too complicated and it's not too simple, but it's just right in the middle to where if you're even advanced in crypto, you'd love watching this channel, or if you're brand new, you would be in a good spot watching this channel. So this is kind of that's been my roadmap, but yeah, so it would be really cool to actually get a chance to go on their channel, because we have been watching it for a long time. Watching it, like, we were watching BitBoy Crypto's channel, Cryptos Are Us George's channel. And so it was really cool in Karate Combat running into all those people, because Karate Combat's kind of like this small bubble of like all the crypto people. It's like all the crypto people are at Karate Combat. So it just like literally everyone was there. It was like everyone was there, from literally the ticker Bitcoin dev to Cryptos Are Us George to the Hawk Tua girl. I mean, it's it's across the board. So and those moonwalkers should be stopping by on the way to the moon. Yes. Man, we might end this stream with 40 likes. That'd be amazing. All right. Let's see. I wanted to show you guys that I do have proof that the altcoin daily twins, they do follow me. So it is real. And another account that I'm really proud of that I got a follow from as well was Ivan on Tech. And so we even got a message back from him, and he said, you know what, if you start getting 1,000 views per video and you start really getting up there, we'll come on your channel. So I hope he sticks true to his word, but he's a busy man. So hopefully we can get Ivan too. That would be absolutely epic. Ozzy asked me who would I like to fight on the IFC Karate Combat. Oh my God. Don't ask me that question. Yeah, I know. I got to get Ivan on the phone. Get Ivan on the phone. I do have some inside sources. Like, I am friends with Carl Runefelt, so I could just message him and say, Carl, can you please just message Ivan for me? Call him, give him a call, and say, bro, go on Dano's channel, throw him a bone. Throw you a freaking bone, as Ivan would say. He said, what are you speaking about, Carl? I should go on his channel, respect the pump? Yes, respect it. All right, guys, and by the way, I updated the website, so if you want to go to the website, danielcurtishughes.com, I got a lot of things going on. Well, not a lot of things going on, but I think it's actually pretty concise now. I got it dialed in. Got a little fun Bitcoin trivia machine here, a little matrix machine. You can ask some questions. You can answer some questions is what I meant to say. And it's really fun. Yeah, you can join the mailing list as well if you so choose. Got my favorite tickers here. Dogecoin hitting that 11 cent mark. Man, Ethereum's going to be breaking up to 3K here soon. Chainlink's going to go back to $15. We're going to get XYO trading back up into that 1 cent area very soon here. Polygon, I think, is going to hit that 70 cents, 80 cent resistance. Nakamoto Games is going to start trading back up above $2, I believe, especially because it's been beaten down a little bit. And then Medieval Empires is going to do really well. And then we also have Pepe obviously doing well, and then Brett doing well. Yep, everything's looking pretty sweet right now. Everything is looking pretty sweet. You can get the altcoins. You can look at crypto bubbles on this website. And we're going to keep adding some things. And also, make sure you guys are using the links in the description. We have all of our favorite exchanges. PHEMEX is the last chance, guys. Last chance to sign up with PHEMEX to be able to not have to KYC. If you don't want to KYC, then you need to sign up with PHEMEX, because then you're not going to be able to do so. So it's the last chance. So sign up with my link. Why don't you? And then also we have the links in the description for all of our other favorite things. And we made it a lot easier to navigate because it was all over the place. We wanted to make it more simplified so you can see exactly what it is. For instance, we have OURBIT, we have BITFLEX, we have BYBIT, we have the NAKA Moto Games referral link. We also have our first NFT collection, if you wanted to check that out. Then we have the PHEMEX link. We also have the Crypto.com link. We have the Coinbase link. You can get $10 in Bitcoin, of course. Why wouldn't you want to get a free $10 in Bitcoin if you haven't even set up a Coinbase yet? And then also Crypto.com, you get $10 in referral rewards. And there's a lot you can do with Crypto.com that I think kind of compared to Coinbase is a little bit more involved. And then if you don't have a VPN, you need that as your just in general, if you're on the internet, you need a VPN. And if you want to be able to access certain content on certain areas of the globe, this is the way to do it. And to also just protect yourself from malware, any type of viruses and things like that, NORD VPN will solidify you.